home is life. Allow me to welcome you back to your seat. Nyandarua, come to you.
Thank you, Ashoka, Your Excellency, the Governor, distinguished participants this morning. I wish to confirm that the QR code is working. It is showing on my phone. Judiciary e-filing system is live. I can log in. I can create an account.
Access on your phone. Is that
funga hapa. Tunaingia hapa.
Honorable Justice Daniel Musinga, who's the President of the Court of Appeal. We have Honorable Esther Nyayaki, representing the Chief Registrar of the Judiciary, Honorable Registrars present, constituency, and all our members of Parliament present here today, our national leaders. We recognize of the Naivasha Law Court, Naivasha High Court, Honorable all the members of the Nyandarua County Assembly, members of the Nyandarua County Executive Committee, our county judiciary and heads of units in the judiciary, station at the Olkalou Law Courts, and all the head of stations present, Mr. Eric Deuri, and your executive team, members of the LSK Council of the Nairobi of various branches and members of the council. We welcome. go through these proceedings, allow me to recognize Madam Chief Justice, Honorable Justice Oscar Ngote, Principal Judge of the Environment and Land Court, Honorable Justice Charles Kariuki, who is the presiding judge. We also recognize the chairman of the LSK.
Justice does not belong to the judiciary. It belongs to all of us. It belongs to the national government, to the county government, and to the communities, to all of us. And that is why the Constitution commanded us that we must make sure justice is accessible to all the people, including the marginalized. This event marks an unparalleled milestone not only for the people of Nyandarua County, but also for the judicial system of our great country. To us, this is a significant occasion in our journey to mark justice and to ensure that justice is accessible to our people. The inauguration of Olkalou Law Courts Complex, which will be the home for the Nyandarua High Court, Nyandarua Environment and Land Court, and the Magistrates Court here in Nyandarua County, marks a great milestone. It is said that justice delayed is justice denied, and many speakers have said so. And for decades, the people of Nyandarua, this very agriculturally rich and vibrant community, in terms of even political movements, have had to bear the brunt of distance and inconvenience to seek justice. Many, like we have been told, have had to undertake journeys to Nakuru, to Nyahururu, or to Naivasha towns to have their day in court for matters that fall within the jurisdiction of the High Court and the Environment and Land Court. Today, these journeys, which were not just geographical, but were long treks away from justice itself, filled with sacrifices of time, resources, and emotional well-being, are no more. The Olkalou Law Courts will now serve as a beacon of justice, enabling easy access to adjudicative services, and our farmers, our teachers, our mothers, or even our children will not have to leave this community and go in unfamiliar territory to seek justice. They'll be seeking justice in their very own home, the Nyandarua County. This establishment is also a perfect alignment with our vision of people-centered justice that is accessible, cost-effective, efficient, and responsive to the needs of the public. The High Court here and the ELC will not only function in isolation, they will exercise supervisory jurisdiction over the Olkalou Magistrates Court and the Engineer Magistrates Court. We've been told there is need perhaps to establish another Magistrates Court in another sub-county. We are waiting to be instructed according to the needs of the people there. The e-filing, coupled with our virtual courts and our case tracking system, forms a critical cog in our digitization agenda. Through these technological advancements, we are reducing the bureaucratic bottlenecks that have historically plagued our justice system. You have watched with your own eyes the efficiency and how we reduce the human interaction and therefore also reduce the propagation of corruption and corrupt practices, because the machine tells you everything. It tells you when you filed the case, it tells you when it went before the magistrate or the judge, it tells you the directions that were given, and you do not have to speak to anybody or see anybody and plead with anybody to carry your file. We are pursuing a collaborative approach through which we are working with other actors in the justice sector to ensure that no one institution is left behind. In this regard, the judiciary's e-filing system is already integrated with the RUTO system of the ODPP, reflecting our aspiration for an integrated and efficient justice ecosystem. As we strive to bring justice closer to our people here in Nyandarua, we must recognize that the traditional adversarial system of justice, although critical, is not the sole mechanism for resolving disputes. Today, I urge all of us to open our hearts and minds to embrace a multi-door approach to justice. This approach broadens our perception of justice, accommodating alternative forms of dispute resolution that can often be more effective, that can be reconciliatory, and that can help us build harmony within our families, communities, and even business transactions in delivering justice. So in this regard, I would emphasize the importance of the court-annexed mediation, where we can send matters. Especially, I cannot understand why families take each other to court, why children take their parents to court, why parents take their children to court. I can understand a son challenging the father on a leadership, but I cannot understand why they can take each other to court. Therefore, we are training elders, and the elders this time mean men and women, community leaders, who listen to problems and help people resolve the problems. Because all these offer a platform where parties can come together, discuss issues candidly, they foster understanding, and craft a mutually beneficial solutions to the problems they have. And this is very, very beneficial in our experience in resolving family disputes, land disputes, commercial disputes. Please, there is one area we are saying should never go to these alternative systems. That is in matters of defilement of our children, matters of rape. Those are no-go zone to the mediation.
For the people of Nyandarua, we are quite happy that indeed now we have a High Court station here. It matters not that it has come late. I think our men of cloth will tell you that if you read the good book, it says that those who finished their work in the morning, those who finished at lunchtime, those who finished in the evening, the reward was the same. So we are quite happy that today we are receiving our reward for having a High Court and an ELC station here in Nyandarua County. We really appreciate Madam Chief Justice for that effort. I want to also clarify and confirm that as LSK, we laud this move. We will support this court station because we know it is indeed meant for the people of Kenya and the people of Nyandarua County. Before I sit down, I must also take this opportunity to acknowledge the efforts and the work of the head of station in this in Olkalou Court. Madam Chief Justice, Honorable Yator, has, without sound as if I'm abusive, has been a donkey at work. She has really worked to ensure that Olkalou courts become a model court. And considering it is still a young court, if I may use that language, I would want to encourage even the staff that continue upholding the good values of excellence that we are experiencing in Olkalou court. We are sensing that this we are sensing that this will be the model court of excellence, because they still work within charters. You know, in government institutions we have charters which unfortunately are just meant for walls and being pinned and seen. But we are seeing a court which is actually trying to live up to their service charter. Let us also appreciate the need to digitize our systems. We cannot be left behind, because that indeed is the way the world is going. With this digitization and e-filing, we are really seeing that it is easier to access instruments of justice.
Honorable Chief Justice, for us, this is a major milestone. As some of the speakers had actually commented on, I think that before, for most of our people in this particular region, for them to access justice, one had to transverse either all the way to Nyahururu, all the way to Nakuru, all the way to Naivasha, if you wanted to file anything in the High Court. We don't take this for granted, and I think this is something for us as leadership from this area. We have sat down and actually come up with a strategy. We are very much ready to partner with the county government, to partner with the judiciary, in any area whereby the leadership, that is the members of the National Assembly, whereby our input may be required. We are very much aware, a good example, like we know our prison is congested. We know very well this area maybe requires a remand home, those kind of things. We are very much ready to partner, and I think moving forward, this is what our people have been longing for. And I think now we are seeing the light at the end of the channel.
I'm Sakari Mwega. I'm in charge of prosecution in Nyandarua County, currently stationed as engineer. 24 years ago, when I joined the legal practice, we had to go to court and look for files. We had to make everything manual. And as we kept on thinking on how to improve, people started engaging on how to use technology in making work easy. In the international forums, it was also acknowledged that technology can be used to fight corruption. State countries kept on saying they will involve technology in their fight against corruption, in the economic activities. I am happy today that I am witnessing the use of technology in the justice system. I'm also looking forward, before I leave the scene, to witness where proceedings will be taken electronically. I know it has started, but it has not started all over. As Office of the Director of Public Prosecution, we pledge our total support to this program. We have actually embraced it. That's why when we were making a demonstration, you saw us deal with what leave case management. We also have a prosecution case diary. We also have systems which deal with complaints. So these days when I want to know the preference of crime in Nyandarua, I need to click on the button and I will be able to know which crimes are preferred in this area.
I'm Wanjiku Mohia, Member of Parliament Kipipiri, just a neighbor to Olkalou. We are indeed delighted and happy to have the court here in Olkalou. As it has been said, our people have been traversing kilometers to seek for justice. Honestly, Chief Justice, Nyandarua, unlike many other counties in the region, is one of the most marginalized in all avenues. We are the least in everything, if I may enumerate them, but no need. But clearly you can see even lack of a court is already one avenue which we receive very, very happily.
We want to appreciate the work that you are doing here. And we know that you've been working with so little in terms of physical facilities, in terms of the tools that have been provided to you. But with the new court building, we are requesting that we expect that you will offer better services to the people of Nyandarua to match the state-of-the-art premises that have been unveiled here today. The building, Chief Justice, has 6 courts. It has 6 chambers, 3 registries, and several support offices. It has spaces to occupy the advocate's lounge. We have an archiving space, and it has universal access for persons with disabilities, and there's a provision for installation of a lift in future. So it's a really modern building, and we are very proud to be associated with it. Nyandarua is known for its agricultural production. It goes without saying that any dispute touching on ownership and use of land can portend grave consequences on the economy. This is particularly the case in this county because you're blessed with rich soils and you produce a lot of food that is important for our national well-being. Land disputes in this area result in harsh consequences in the pockets of small-scale farmers and even commercial farmers, and may even disrupt food supply chains for the entire county. As such, the significance of a forum for the swift resolution of disputes touching on land in such a setting cannot be gainsaid. We are therefore very proud to be associated with the operationalization of the Land Environment Court here today. Equally, we are proud to be associated with the unveiling of the High Court, coupled with the e-filing, which will commence together with the e-filing in the Olkalou Law Court, Magistrates Court.
I want to welcome you today here for this great and historic occasion of the official opening of Olkalou High Court. But at the onset, allow me to briefly indulge you on why this court is not just a historic for us in Nyandarua County, but one of the greatest symbolism and a fulfillment of a dream deferred for 60 years. Litigants have resorted into extrajudicial mechanisms, which is a threat to the rule of law and cohesion. With this High Court, this is now so. I also wish to thank the Chief Justice for ensuring that the Olkalou County Magistrates Court, which has been operating from one of our county facilities, is running. This again has been a great step towards making justice available and close to our people.